Okay, so this is Tiny's Week 3 drills. So this first one I think is excellent, and she reads it very well the entire time. Very nicely done. I really wouldn't change anything on that first one. So on this one, you are saying go, go, go the whole time, and her line is straight and clear, and she's got the tire after it, but she takes the jump turn towards you and then has to go away. Now, I don't think there's anything with your handling to fix. It just means that she needs this a little bit more, because she has to correct her path. That's not a handling issue. That's just more time, more of these, and you do it again. So very nicely done. And this time, the second time, she does it much better, much smoother with your go, go, goes. So very nicely done. She kind of set that up herself very well. And you did a nice job. So here, when you did your first one, on the first rep, your first drill, when you're pulling her and you're going this way, you go tiny, tiny, tiny as she's coming out of the tunnel, right? Even before you start it, even before she's coming out of the tunnel, which is great. This time you don't. She comes out of the tunnel, and then you start, trying to call her. In fact, I think you just say switch. Probably caught you off guard. But I think something to really remember is that the very last thing that Tiny sees when she goes into that tunnel is you racing that way, right? She has no indication of anything else but we're going this way. So I think it's a really good practice, a good rule for you, is to consider that whatever the last thing that she sees when she goes into the tunnel, she is most likely going to continue doing that. She's going to assume that that is what you want when she comes out of the tunnel. And that is exactly what happens here. And then you have to try to get her back and do that, but it's too late at that point because she's so fast. So what I like to do personally is, if the last thing the dog sees, like right now, if that is going to be the case, then I don't say anything. I will typically just run with the dog if they were going this way, because that's the last thing the dog sees. If, however, I'm going to be asking for something else, then I will start calling my dog as soon as they're fully into the tunnel. Like as soon as Tiny's like in the middle of the tunnel or so, you can start saying tiny, tiny, tiny to get her attention, so that way she knows when she comes out of the tunnel to look for you because something has changed. And here you call her a little bit, but so we go through this a couple of times, and what I see you do is, I don't know if it's a conscious thought or not, but you basically come to this and you start calling her sooner and sooner and sooner, and you use a lot more heavy body language with it. But I think that it's great that you kind of come to this conclusion. You do it yourself. You start calling her earlier and earlier and earlier with each of these reps. I think this is good right now, that you give her a minute to kind of, instead of just sending her into the tunnel real quick. So right now you get a lot of body language calling her, and then reward her. So the reward is awesome when she comes to you. Great, great there. And then again, very nice job with the reward of getting her attention, breaking that up. So I think you do a really nice job of kind of fixing this yourself. And then this time you get it, and we go for the rear cross, and then we pay you after that. So really nice job on your part. I would just try to keep that in mind in the future. I think this is a perfect lesson for you, that whenever she goes into the tunnel, and this rear cross is beautiful, very nicely done. both handled, and Tiny responds extremely well. Just now she starts being a little goofy. This is kind of funny. I don't know why. It's dogs are dogs. You'd think she would be able to. Now you are standing back a little bit further. You were, I think, a little closer to the tunnel before, and now you're back farther. It's hard to tell exactly because of the angle of the camera, but it does seem like you have stepped it back a little bit. You would think that by now she would send to the tunnel from a further distance, but that's okay. And I think you do a nice job of showing some patience here. Your tunnel sends themselves are pretty good, pretty strong. Nice toe in hand. Nice toe in hand, and you get it. And then right here, very nice job of paying her for then taking that tunnel. Really nice job there. You do a great job on all your rewards this week, I believe. I don't think there is a single reward or a single time this week that I would have suggested that you pay her, and you didn't. I mean, you paid her each time that I believe you should have. So I think you did a really nice job there. So overall, really nice job with, I think, all your handling this week and your rewards. Just great job. Your tunnel sends are all good. The biggest thing so far, and I think really for the whole week, nice blind cross, nice reconnection, and she reads it very well. So the biggest lesson for this week, but it is a valuable one, a really valuable one for your whole career, is just a reminder that whenever your dog sees when they go into the tunnel, they will probably continue doing that, expecting that when they come out of the tunnel blind. So if you want something different, like in this case, pulling this path rather than this path that you guys were on, start calling them as soon as they're in the middle of the tunnel. With Mabon, you might wait just a little bit longer because Mabon, because of the sheer size of Mabon, she could be close to the middle of the tunnel and do a U-turn and come back out if you call her. But Tiny's not. Tiny's also faster. So as soon as Tiny is like somewhere in here of the tunnel, like fully 4 paws in, charging through, you can start calling Tiny's name. If this was Mabon, I would do similar, but I might wait until she passes halfway through. Great job this week.